Hey y'all, and welcome to Heritage Acres Homestead. This is just the story of our family. We are almost empty nesters, but we have been homesteading for, oh goodness, 20 something years now. We're not professionals by any stretch, but we do desire to grow good food, to raise great animals, and to live in a way that pleases the Lord. And we want to shine His glory in everything that we do. So I welcome you. Thanks for being here. Hey y'all, and welcome back to Heritage Acres Homestead. I'm Chas, and it has been a little while, hasn't it? I'm sorry for the absence that I've had, but life just gets busy, and sometimes you just gotta figure out what has to be done and what you can cut down. And it just happened to be that I didn't make any videos for a little bit. But today we are back with a goat milk caramel called Cajeta. If you followed me for any amount of time, you know I always say things wrong, and I was calling it Cajeta. And I knew it was wrong, but I didn't know exactly how to say it. So I looked it up. It's Cajeta. Cajeta, I believe. And basically what it is, this is a cooked goat milk caramel. And it's super tasty. And I made it quite a lot on the stovetop. Do it in the crock pot. Easy and hands off. And that was one of my big issues with taking the time to make it, was you babysit it quite a bit if it's on the stovetop. I need things that are a little more hands off when it's busy garden season, because between milking and tending to the garden and trying to get things planted and just cooking and all the things, being a mammal included, all the things, it's nice to find something that can produce the same kind of effect, but have a little more hands-off, and freedom. So the crock pot did it for me, and I'm very tickled with how it's turned out. You'll be surprised just how easy it is. And you can do it with just a small amount of goat milk, but I used about 8 cups, which was 2 quarts. So that's what I used. It's simple ingredients. I mean, there's 3 ingredients in it. And basically, like I said, it's just the time. It's a lot of cooking down. And every once in a while, I go in and I stir. So pretty much hands-free. After adding the ingredients to the crock pot, I let it go. I'd stir every few hours. And that's all that I've had to do. And I love that. So I have filmed the process, and there's going to be, like showing me put it in. Each time I would go and stir it, and then as it comes out for the final product. And I'll show you that too. And this is something that I would use any place you might use a spreadable caramel. Like I was talking with my dad actually, and telling him that I was making it, and I said, man, it'd be great, spread over an apple pie, or make it with and use it for some sticky buns, or just putting into some ice cream, make you some homemade ice cream and have like a caramel stripe throughout it. That would be delicious. Or just use it as caramel topping. Add a little to your iced coffees or your hot coffees. There's lots of ways. Any way you might use a regular caramel, you can use this. I also have a recipe that I make when the goats are in milk again, and I have fresh milk to make like a caramel chew. Man, they're great. They're so good. And it is a stovetop recipe. And I filmed the majority of it, but I never finished it. So it's from last year, but I'll try to get that recipe up together and redo it so you'll have a better some better footage here in the next week or two while, like I said, we're definitely in goat milking season. A little update, Laverne are black and white. I thought that she was moon spotted, but according to goat people, Nubians do not have the term moon spotted. So I don't know if she's dappled or whatever. Anyways, she's black and white. And she unfortunately had babies a month early, and they were stillborns. She had a set of twins, and so that was terribly sad. But milk came in, and we're milking her every day, and we have that to deal with now. So there's no babies on her, so she has to be milked daily. Grace, our other goat, our gray one, she is due. Her actual due date is the 22nd, but I've went ahead and I've pulled her to the maternity suite and have her secluded just in case she might go a few days early or whatnot, because of Laverne having, no babies, and how Hazel did not get bred because her body condition, I think, was poor, because her doeling that we kept just continued to nurse. Even when I would pull them apart, she would find ways. As soon as I put them back together, she'd nurse. And so her condition went down over the winter, and I'm not pleased with that. But I'm working on that. The baby, she's a year old now, but she is completely weaned, thank the Lord. And I'm working on building Hazel's condition back up, so hopefully she can be bred in the fall. But it's just with livestock, you have to pay attention and make notice, and really work on the care of your animals, not just how many babies they can have and how much you can get out of them, but you want to make sure that they're well kept and well nourished, so when it comes time to feed babies or to be milked, that you're not running the animal down. So anyways, hopefully we'll have a new baby video pretty soon too. But let me show you how we make cajeta, and I'll show you just how easy it is, and you'll probably want to make some too if you have access to fresh goat milk. All right, let's begin. So the first thing you want to do is get your crock pot, and you want to make sure it is nice and clean. You don't want any leftover taco soup or anything, little bit of residue. Make sure it's nice and clean. So good clean crock pot, and to that we're adding 8 cups of fresh goat milk. So this was, I don't think it was the freshest, but it was within the last day or so. To that, we're going to add sugar, and I'm going to pull you over a little bit closer so you can see better. This is in the evening also, because I figured the best time to do it is to start in the evening. That way, while you're sleeping, it's the least time that you're going to be stirring it, which is at the beginning. So, to the 8 cups of goat milk, we're adding 2 cups of sugar. I'm using a 1/2 cup measuring cup. And then we're also going to add a teaspoon of baking soda. I'm turning the crock pot on high. This is also a 1/2 teaspoon measuring spoon, so it's just 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Some people say that they, mix it into a little bit of water and then add it. I don't see that it's an issue. Just adding it straight to it, because the milk is already cold. It's not warm yet. Now I'm taking a whisk and just giving it a good stir. And that way everything's incorporated. Now that sugar is not going to be dissolved just yet because it's cold milk. But don't worry, it'll dissolve soon enough. Now you might think, oh, I need to put a lid on, but do not put a lid on this. Just let it be. Now this is the next morning, and I've gotten up. I think I woke up around 5:30ish or so. I'm not saying you got to wake up early to do this. I'm just telling you what I did. So I woke up and I went straight to it because I wanted to mix it up. And I mixed it a couple of times before I went to bed, but it was basically still just, milk and sugar. But through the night, it started getting a little bit brown. So I'm mixing it up real good. And this is basically all you're going to do for this whole process. Just come back in an hour or two and mix. Do it again. Come back in an hour or two and mix. Because the crock pot is doing all the work for us. Now, I've made this on the stovetop many, 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 many times. And let me tell you, oh, thank you, Lord, it's time for coffee. Let me stop right here and get a little cup. But let me go back to it. I've made it many times on the stove, and it's something you got to babysit. And a lot of times, for whatever reason, I scorch it. But with my crock pot, I don't do that. It works so good. This is a couple hours later, stirring it. You can see that sometimes a little bit of foam, bubbles up, and you just got to mix that in. It's not a big deal. And then the edges are getting a little bit brown on the crock pot. It did not affect the product at all. It just, it's just getting that sweetness is kind of sticking to the edges. Not a big deal. I actually scrape some of it down as I go. But again, not a big deal. Back again. Here's another stir. And you can see each time I stir it, you can see how it's changing. It's still just basically like caramel milk right now, but it does thicken up as the day goes on. I took the opportunity of it being a little bit cool earlier in the morning to get some clothes on my clothesline. I don't have a clothesline back up, so I'm using this one. I really do like it. Back again, and you can see how much darker it's gotten. It's going to be kind of that color, maybe a little bit more dark, but thicker. So again, just coming in, giving it a stir. Now here we're getting real close here. I'm just kind of going around the edges, pulling some of that that's stuck on the sides down into it, and it just melts again in the heat of the crock pot. And boy, it's tasty. Oh my gracious. So good. People have such a bad, goat milk actually has such a bad rap. Everybody's like, oh, it's goaty, it's goaty. When goats are taken care of properly and the milk is handled properly, you might not even realize you're drinking goat milk. And here she is. Look at that. It is dark and rich, and it's thickened. It's condensed about halfway. And here I'm trying to decide how I'm going to get it out. So I'm thinking that I'm going to take the whole crock pot out and pour it into a jar. I thought better of the matter and decided to just get a ladle and scoop it, because that was going to be a mess waiting to happen, and that caramel was so hot, I know it burned me. So you can see here, I get it out, and I'm like, maybe not. So I'm like, okay, all right, rethinking, let's rethink this and get a ladle. So So I started out with 8 cups of milk. I think I ended up with, let's see, this was a pint. I had a pint full, and then I had maybe another cup full. So what is that, 3 cups? So it definitely condensed by half or more. Actually more than half. So, but see, right now it still looks kind of liquidy. It sets up. I wouldn't want to take it any farther than this because I don't want it hard, you know, like hard chewy caramel. I have another recipe for that, which is wonderful, and I made a video last year, but I never finished it. So I'll try to get that one made soonish and get it available for you because it's really great. But I actually need a different pan to try to pour them in, so that's kind of my hang up. I haven't ordered me a new pan. But look how pretty that is, and it is smooth, and it is delicious. Shannon actually had a bowl of ice cream this afternoon, and I poured him some of the warm caramel on there. I keep it in the fridge. It can keep like a month. It won't last that long, but in the fridge for a month or so. And if you want it warm, you know, you can just heat it up on the stove, or if you do the microwave, you can use that. Here's Shannon's bowl of ice cream and this luscious caramel sauce. Yum! So good. But like I said, you could ripple that through some homemade ice cream, like for a caramel ribbon ice cream, and I think that would be delicious. Or, you know, like in a butter pecan. That sounds good. So I just want to say thank y'all for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. I know, like I said, I know it's been a while since I had a video, and hopefully that can change. It's just, I'll be honest with you, videos are a lot of work for one that does everything by herself. You know, I don't have an editor, and I don't have someone else filming it. I'm doing all the filming. I'm doing the actual whatever it is that I'm videoing. I'm doing the editing. I'm doing the uploading. I'm doing the, you know, all the things, and then just trying to do all the other things that we do. So, like I said, videos can sometimes get a little daunting, and when there's a lot on the plate, sometimes something doesn't make it, and that's what's kind of been the case. But I do enjoy videos, and I do enjoy the community here, and I love being able to look back on things as sort of like a journal. So hopefully that they will continue. And I don't want to say yes they will, because, you know, things happen. But I will say it will be an effort that I'll put into. So again, thank you for watching, and I just wish you the best and happy homesteading. See you later. Bye-bye.